welcome you to a response and a call. I'm actually not the person that was going to be introducing. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties for her. So I just want to say how very glad that I am that you're all here with us. It seems like a very important night to be having this performance. And here is Melissa. Yay. Okay, there we go.
Hi there. Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa Craig. I'm a JDPP Ensemble member for the past almost 10 years. I am a teacher, a mother, a Hartford resident, and a Black woman ready to share my voice along with our fellow collaborators tonight at this event. I'll be joined by an amazing group of JDPP collaborators, performers, and friends who, like me, use their art as a form of activism. We're moving forward in the spirit of John Lewis and in the recent passing of RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, using our heroes and our ancestors as the shoulders to stand on to make something happen and to affect change. Civil unrest is at an all-time high in our country, and we know that we got to do something. People are desperate for change and for action. JDPP initiated the response and a call series after the killing of George Floyd. And we may have seen some of you at our first event back in June. We're happy to bring the second installation tonight for you. And we're hoping to be able to bring more performances like this throughout the year in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement as we try to eliminate the embedded racism that exists in our country. This evening's performance is inspired by and a tribute to John Lewis. His steadfast belief in equality and the rights of Black people was unflinching. And throughout his life and his many years in Congress, he fought the good fight. He was a symbol of nonviolent action and love to move us forward. He's a true inspiration to us as we continue to struggle. And like him, we will never give up. It's this wonderful tenacity and voracious spirit that lives in the performances that you're going to see tonight. My fellow artists and friends will be introducing themselves and introducing
Freedom is not a state. It is an act. It is not some enchanted garden perched high on a distant plateau where we can finally sit down and rest. Freedom is the continuous action we all must take, and each generation must do its part to create an even more fair, more just society.
The oldness of new things fascinates me, like a new feeling about life and love people we know. Night sparkles and laughter, walking in snow. That old feeling of freedom all of us know. Speaking from the heart, speaking from the heart, free in myself, free in this place, free any place, free every place, to be truly free, to be truly free. It makes me know humankind longs to be free. It seems like forever homesick we'll be. For our eternal freedom we long to see. Not asking for freedom, just being free. Speaking from the heart. Speaking from the heart. Free in myself, free in this place, free any place, free every place, to be truly free, to be truly free, to be truly free.
Ours is not the struggle of one day, 1 week, or 1 year. Ours is not the struggle of one judicial appointment or a presidential term. Ours is the struggle of a lifetime, or maybe even many lifetimes, and each one of us in every generation must do our part.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tyrone Sampson, and I thank y'all for joining us tonight to pay this tribute to John Lewis, a man who wasn't selfish on his thoughts, wasn't selfish on his love, wasn't selfish on his voice, wasn't selfish on his action. And with me in my life, I'm learning to have a voice. I'm gonna share my piece. I looking through this window at who I was. I was a 13-year-old boy who realizes the world is cold, with only a little bit of care in it. I could choose to stay in this house with grown-ups who got eyes of coldness around them, or I could leave and have a life on my own. All I have to do is control my temperature. And knowing me, I keep it cold. In middle school, I was tough guy today, respectable young guy yesterday, a ladies man every day. In middle school, I had thousands of windows I was jumping through. I was way past looking through them. I just broke right through them. Fighting and smoking, not caring about the middle windows, the middle school windows are broken. I just didn't care. I didn't care about the teachers that helped me. I didn't care about anything. I was a series of broken window, but the window that broke me the most was the death of my little brother. I had pieces shattered all over the place. I had to figure out, how could I rebuild myself? Will it be with destruction, revenge, rage? When my son was born, he made me change my whole thought process. I had to change and get out that lane, that path of destruction, and rebuild myself to be a better model for him. I look into the window of who I am now. I see a man who took from the age of 13 to 36 to find a burning feeling of love that spread like a wildfire. The cold ice around my eyes started to melt into love tears, our appreciation tears, tears of sadness. I look out through the window of who I hope to be. I see a man that everybody will respect for breaking the frozen window that chilled around my eyes and finding the burning of love in my new window.
If you're not hopeful and optimistic, then you just give up. You have to take that long, hard look and just believe that if you are consistent, you will succeed.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and I will be bringing you this next piece is written by a young lady who is currently incarcerated. She went to prison when she was 14, and she received 50 years. And I have the honor and privilege to bring you her voice out today. I'm a member of a group, almost obsolete. A black girl with 2 left feet. I can't dance, but it's okay, because I'll still strut to my own beat. You may see me occasionally, gliding from here to there, oblivious to what's around me, seemingly unaware. But my slow drag is what they call savoir-faire, tactful sophistication in an oppressing situation. I have music playing in my own head as I two-step with these two legs made out of lead. I'll sway to the luring music, pulling me, homestead, homeward bound. No matter how many times I get kicked to the ground, I still pull myself up enticed by the sound, homeward bound. This place can have everything except the individualism I wear as a crown. Cause I'm a queen with two left feet. And I'll walk and I'll run and I'll dance to the rhythm of my own beat. And dance and dance and dance until these feet touch the streets. They shackle my hands and feet, giving me a number to strip me of my identity. Or at least they tried, but they don't know. I'm not the norm. So they can keep trying to force me to conform, blurring my image with this anonymous blue and burgundy uniform. But I'm me, always me. And I'll never bleed into the walls of this facility. And I can stay in this hole for an eternity. And I'll still shake it to my own beat and dance the dance of the free with these sore two-ass left feet and me. Totally, no matter what, always me.
When growing up in the segregated South, I saw those signs that said white men, white women, colored women, while waiting, colored waiting. As a young child, I had tasted the bitter fruits of segregation and racism, and I didn't like it.
Hi, my name is Rachel Manga. The piece that you are about to see is called Dark Skin Like Nightfall. The text was written by Shakima Dozier, and this piece is genuinely about how self-discovery becomes self-preservation. Being dark-skinned, we don't usually know how to adapt into a world that may be different than ourselves. But believing in ourselves and knowing our inner and outer beauty is what's key.
I despised the way my skin looked. When I lived in Brooklyn, I didn't really see the difference in being light skin, brown skin, or dark skin. Oh, so now that I moved to the South, I'm in with the dark skin category. You're so dark. You're pretty for a black girl. Is it true that your people like watermelon? Wow, the ignorance of smart white kids. So, as I got older, I started to hate myself as well as my skin color because of what I would hear. There are times when I would pour bleach into my bathwater in hopes to be a little lighter, like my friends. I also put on makeup that was lighter than my skin to cover up the self-hatred. Nope, that didn't work out. Instead, it made my face look ashy and dusty. But who was I really trying to fool? Taking off all the makeup in the world, I still had to face what I thought was a black, ugly, damaged girl that no one would ever want. I look back at the choices I made as a young girl, trying so hard to fit in, so hurt and lonely. Today, I love the skin that I'm in. What? The ignorance of those little girls that I went to school with. A tan to seem darker, lip injections to have full lips like mine. I refuse to let anyone's opinion bring me down because they don't like my complexion. I embrace me and women who look like me. Never stop loving yourself because of what people say about your beauty. Love me or hate me. If you don't like it, You can kiss my black NESS.
We are one people with one family. We all live in the same house. And through books, through information, we must find a way to say to people that we must lay down the burden of hate, for hate is too heavy a burden to bear.
So far, so good. And just have to remember the fact that love also conquers hate. I'm so proud to be part of this. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. This next piece is a beautiful collection of footage from the JDPP production of US. It features many moments of struggle, conflict, and finding sanctuary. Very important themes for what our country is going through right now. It is paired with a text called The Wall, written by one of our program participants at the York Correctional Institution in 2005. The layering of these words and images challenges the divisive systems that we have in place among people and our communities in this country. The work is so timeless and so relevant to what we are experiencing today. In the words of John Lewis, it is better to reconcile and not divide. It is better to build and not tear down.
There's a wall. Hay un muro. A physical wall that divides those inside from those outside.
Time stays in between.
We stay inside. They stay outside. There is another wall. Hay otro muro. An intangible wall
That divides the inside
from the inside. Time stays on both sides. But in between endless layers of walls, I stay here.
you stay there.
In this time, we have wars every day, every moment, ceaseless wars
Against the color of skin,
En contra del color de la piel,
against ethnicity,
en contra de las distintas etnias,
against different crimes,
crímenes,
against sin,
pecados,
against
la sexualidad,
against
la religión,
against simply because you are not me, against just because I am better than you, against just because. This is the time beyond the given time.
the time that we create against each other.
Out of ignorance, out of discrimination, and out of judgment.
It's the time that gives us the worst punishment.
It's the time that we allow it to happen.
It eats us up with greed. But why do we? If we know how it feels to have an aching soul,
have isolation,
have a finger pointed,
Have our backs tapped.
have an open wound in our hearts.
why do we build these walls to punish each other? Why do we open each other's wounds over and over again?
The future,
el futuro.
it depends on you and me.
When someone wise opens the eyes of our heart to realize that we no longer need these walls. When we all open the eyes of our hearts.
And we don't let time stop on us.
Who is brave enough to step forward? Who wants to break the walls? Is that you?
O tú,
Or you,
or you,
Or do we not ask the question?
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamerlan Chauvet. John Lewis fought for Black people, made strides in the government on our behalf. He was tenacious in the face of persistent and relentless adversity. Like him, I seek to make strides to advance our people. I use performance art to create pieces centered around my identity as an Afro-Caribbean in America. Art is an incredible vehicle for social change because of its ability to shift the minds of those who may be ignorant to the circumstances of those who are oppressed. In my piece, Black Connection, I asked my fellow peers of color to continue to work against oppressive systems and to unite to create the change that we desperately need. We're so real and we're so strong, and you are wrong to think we are gone. Curiosity about this cat, but they are scared 'cause I am Black. You know that this berry sweet 'cause I'm Black as hell. You know it's the truth I speak 'cause I might as well. You know that we move our feet with our might as well. Yeah, we screaming in the streets 'cause our life is hell. Said they take off all our chains, now we're in a cell. Said that they would give us change, bullshit's what I smell. Lies are sweeter than the cane, I know what they sell. Grown so tired of the pain, time to break the spell. Like a ganja farmer, see you puffing on your spliff. Caught it by big pharma, but I know it's hard to quit. Now get in their palm and they squeezing like a fist. Now get just a pawn and your name's in on the list. Gotta solve the problem and it ends when you admit that our skin is power and our people are so lit. Open to the Dharma, so you open to the shifts. Know that you are Black and it's power you emit. We're so real and we're so strong, and you are wrong to think we are gone. Curiosity about this cat, but they are scared 'cause I am Black. They want to see us falter, but they'll never see us fall. Only thing that they'll be hanging is our paintings on the wall. Come to me, brothers and sisters, don't you hear my beck and call? Please put down your Smith & Wesson, families don't need a brawl. I know that it's depressing, so fight with your discretion. And if it gets too vexing, just focus on your blessings. Understanding the lesson, or am I just digressing? As the problems lessen, nobody would be stressing. We gotta ask the questions instead of all the guessing. So done with the deception, it's time for their confession. So done with the repression, we gotta keep on pressing. We gotta keep progressing to get rid of our oppression. We're so real and we're so strong, and you are wrong to think we are gone. Curiosity about this cat, but they are scared 'cause I am Black. I love my Black people. 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 I love my Black people.
Good evening. I'm Alvin Carter, husband, father, grandfather, drummer, minister of the gospel, and I'm just here to share with you some of the words of John Lewis. John Lewis, the civil rights leader and congressman who died on July 17th, wrote this essay shortly before his death to be published on the day of his funeral, July 30th, and I am honored to share it with you. While my time here has come to an end, I want you to know that in the last days of my life, you inspired me. You filled me with hope about the next chapter of the great American story when you used your power to make a difference in our society. Millions of people, motivated simply by human compassion, laid down the burdens of division. Around the country and the world, you set aside race, class, age, language, and nationality to demand respect for human dignity. That is why I had to visit Black Lives Matter Plaza in Washington, though I was admitted to the hospital the following day. I just had to see and feel it for myself that after many years of silent witness, the truth is still marching on. Emmett Till was my George Floyd. He was my Rayshard Brooks, Sandra Bland, and Breonna Taylor. He was 14 when he was killed, and I was only 15 years old at the time. I will never, ever forget the moment when it became so clear that he could have easily been me. In those days, fear constrained us like an imaginary prison, and troubling thoughts of potential brutality committed for no understandable reason were the bars. Though I was surrounded by two loving parents, plenty of brothers, sisters, and cousins, their love could not protect me from the unholy oppression waiting just outside that family circle. Unchecked, unrestrained violence and government-sanctioned terror had the power to turn a simple stroll to the store for some Skittles or an innocent morning jog down a lonesome country road into a nightmare. If we are to survive as one unified nation, we must discover what so readily takes roots in our heart that could rob Mother Emanuel Church in South Carolina of her brightest and best, shoot unwitting concertgoers in Las Vegas, and choke to death the hopes and dreams of a gifted violinist like Elijah McClain. Like so many young people today, I was searching for a way out, or some might say, a way in. And then I heard the voice of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on an old radio. He was talking about the philosophy and discipline of nonviolence. He said we are all complicit when we tolerate injustice. He said it is not enough to say it will get better by and by. He said each of us has a moral obligation to stand up, and speak out. When you see something that is not right, you must say something. You must do something. Democracy is not a state. It is an act, and each generation must do its part to help build what we call the beloved community, a nation and world society at peace with itself. Ordinary people with extraordinary vision can redeem the soul of America by getting in what I call good trouble, necessary trouble. Voting and participating in the democratic process are key. The vote is the most powerful nonviolent change agent you have in a democratic society. You must use it because it is not guaranteed. You can lose it. You must also study and learn the lessons of history because humanity has been involved in this soul-wrenching existential trouble for a very long time. People on every continent have stood in your shoes through decades and centuries before you. The truth does not change. That is why the answers worked out long ago can help you find solutions to the challenges of our time. Continue to build union between movements stretching across the globe because we must put away our willingness to profit from the exploitation of others. Though I may not be here with you, I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. In my life, I have done all I can to demonstrate that the way of peace, the way of love and nonviolence is the more excellent way. And now it is your turn to let freedom ring. When historians pick up their pens to write the story of the 21st century, let them say that it was your generation who laid down the heavy burdens of hate at last, and that peace finally triumphed over violence, aggression, and war. So I say to you, walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide.
Dignity for all of us. I'd like to take a moment to remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who made a difference with her life serving as a Supreme Court justice in America. It's a spiritual journey And the spirit doesn't have a color anyway. It's a spiritual journey. And the spirit doesn't have a color anyway. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Black skin, white skin, red skin, yellow skin. Stop! It's a spiritual journey. And the spirit doesn't have a color anyway. It's a spiritual journey. And the spirit doesn't have a color anyway. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do you call these? Do you call these spirits jealousy? Do you call these envy? Do you call these spirits bitterness? Do you call these intimidation? Do you call these spirits fear? Do you call these hatred? Do you call these spirits? So someone thinks, so they are. It's a spiritual journey, and the spirit doesn't have a color anyway. It's a spiritual journey, and the spirit doesn't have a color anyway. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Fly, spirit, fly. Fly, spirit, fly. Love. Fly, spirit, fly. Peace. Fly, spirit, fly. Joy. Fly, spirit, fly. Kindness. Fly, spirit, fly. Gentleness. Fly, spirit, fly. Self-control. Fly, spirit, fly. So someone thinks, so they are.
Ashe. Amen. Thank you so much, Lasanne, Alvin, Tamalan, Rachel, Victoria, Tyran, Judy, and Robin. We've had such an amazing journey trying to put this piece together. And it's a struggle because there's so much happening in the world right now that requires us to be present, requires us to take action and speak out and use our various platforms to try to do something to uplift our fellow man. I know that our ancestors, including John Lewis and RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, would be proud of what's happening today. And that we haven't had a chance to use our dance, our voice, our music, and ourselves as tools and vehicles for change. We want to thank you for joining us today. If there's any questions that come in on live or on YouTube, we'll be happy to answer those at the end of the program. But the main idea right now is for us to make sure that this response and a call is really, really listened to by our audiences and really absorbed by the many generations of people that are watching, from little ones all the way up to our elders. And it's not just, the title speaks for itself. It's a response to what's happening and a call to action, and a call for us to do more than what we're doing now. So if you haven't registered to vote yet, please, please, please go out and register to vote. 2020 is going to go down in history as a very historic year for many, many reasons, including the fact that we have a responsibility right now to vote and let our voices be heard as loud as possible. So our vote is our way to win and our way to have a part and parcel of what's happening. And I want to make sure that we really take away the message through the beautiful art, through the beautiful music and dancing that you saw tonight, to make sure that you know your voice counts too. Your vote is what matters. And I hope that you will take this response and a call as a personal message to yourself to make your voice heard, and you go out and vote in the election. It's only 40 days away. So make sure you go out there and you vote.
The vote is precious. It's almost sacred. So go out and vote like you've never voted before.